You've probably seen the headlines about a 50-year mortgage, and maybe you're wondering, wait, is that even real? Some say this is a solution we've been waiting for, and others think it's a financial disaster. So which is it? Let's take a look at what's real, what's hype, and what it could mean for buyers trying to afford a home right now. Right now, it's just a proposal, not an actual product most buyers can get. But I want to talk about it because I actually think it's not a bad idea. Now, before you come at me at the comments, hear me out. I've been in real estate for over 21 years, and I've helped thousands of first-time buyers. And now, as a mother with young adult children of my own, I see how hard it's become for young adults to buy a home. Affordability is the #1 challenge today. Home prices are high, interest rates are high, and wages haven't exactly kept up. So if there's an idea on the table that could help buyers get in the door, I think it's worth understanding before we judge it. So let's break down what the 50-year mortgage actually is, who's proposing it, and what it can mean for you, the buyer trying to make homeownership happen in these crazy times. And I'll also share why, from both a mom's heart and a realtor's perspective, why I believe this could help more people start building wealth through real estate, not get left behind waiting for prices to fall. Okay, so first, what exactly is the 50-year mortgage everyone's talking about? It's a proposal, not something you can go out and get approved for tomorrow. Right now, most home loans in the USA are 30-year fixed mortgages, with some buyers choosing a 50-year term to pay it off faster. But a 50-year mortgage would stretch your payments out 50 years instead of 30, which means your monthly payment would drop because the loan amount is spread out for a longer period. This idea has actually been floating around for years, but it came back into the spotlight recently because policymakers and some industry leaders have been discussing ways to make homeownership more affordable for first-time homebuyers. Now, a few lenders have experimented with ultra-long mortgages in the past, but they've never gone mainstream because they don't fit the guidelines set by Fannie Mae or Freddie Mac, the agencies that buy most of mortgages in the U.S. So as of right now, this is not a widespread product, but it could be in the future if the government decides to back it or major lenders adopt it. So why even talk about a 50-year mortgage in the first place? Well, the reality is housing affordability is the lowest it's been in decades. If you compare the median home price to the average household income, the gap has widened dramatically. Even with decent income, many buyers simply can't qualify for the monthly payment on a 30-year mortgage right now. So this proposal is really about access. It's about finding ways for people to get in the market rather than watching it from the sidelines. A 50-year mortgage could lower your monthly payment enough to make homeownership possible, maybe a few $100s a month. And for a lot of families, that's the difference between we can buy or we have to keep renting. And remember, most people don't actually keep their mortgages for 30 years anyway. They refinance, move, sell, or upgrade within 7 to 10 years. So the idea that someone would be paying for 50 years straight is kind of a myth. It's really just a way to help people start, to give them a chance to own instead of renting. And that's where my personal perspective comes in. I spent the first 10 years of my career helping first-time buyers. Back then, prices and rates were lower, and even then it was a challenge. Fast forward to today, and I see young adults working hard, saving what they can, doing everything right, and still feeling like homeownership is out of reach. As a mom, I get it. I look at my own kids, now adults, and I worry about how they'll afford to buy a home. That's when I first heard about the 50-year mortgage. My instinct wasn't, oh no, that's terrible. It was, maybe this could actually help. Because the truth is, buying your first home isn't about paying it off in full. It's about getting started. When you buy, you start building equity. You're no longer paying your landlord's mortgage. You're paying your own. And the first home doesn't have to be your forever home. It can be a stepping stone, something that gets you in, helps you build some wealth, and positions you for your next move. Let's say you buy a starter home now with a 50-year term. A few years down the road, your career advances, you're making more money, and now you can refinance, or maybe you rent it out and buy something bigger. Either way, you're building equity. You're in the game. That's what excites me about this idea. Not because I think everyone should get a 50-year loan, but because I think it opens doors for people who've been locked out for way too long. Let's talk about the pros and cons, because there are definitely trade-offs. The pros, lower monthly payments. That's the biggest advantage. Easier entry point, especially for those with student debt. Flexibility, most homeowners move or refinance within 10 years anyway. And the potential for wealth building, you're building equity instead of renting. The cons, you'll pay more in total interest. Of course, slower equity growth. It's not a standard product yet, and some might overbuy based on the lower payment. But here's my take. I believe that the pros outweigh the cons if your goal is to stop renting and start owning. Imagine you're buying a $450,000 home with a 30-year fixed loan. Your payment might be around $2,800 a month. With the 50-year loan, that could drop to around $2,450 a month, a $350 difference. That's huge for someone trying to qualify for a loan or fit the payment into their budget. Sure, you'll pay more in interest, but again, most people don't keep their mortgage that long. If it gets you in a home, lets you build equity, and later refinance or move up, I think that's a win. The 50-year mortgage isn't about trapping people in debt. It's about expanding access. It's not for everyone, but we need creative solutions to the affordability problem, and this could be one of them. I believe in homeownership. I've seen what it does for families. It changes lives, and I have faith that with the right guidance and education, the next generation will find their path to owning real estate, even if it looks different than what it did for us. Because whether you're paying off a 15-year loan or a 50-year one, the goal is the same. Build stability, build equity, and build a future. So what do you think? Would you consider a 50-year mortgage if it meant you could finally buy a home? Drop a comment below. I'd love to hear your thoughts. And if you found this video helpful, make sure to subscribe and tap the bell for more straightforward real estate insights. I'm Lily Vallario, and I've been helping people buy and sell homes for over 21 years. I'm an award-winning, top-producing realtor right here in Maryland. If you're looking to buy a home, I'd love to help you get started. My contact information is in the description box below. And if you're not in Maryland, that's okay. I have a trusted network of agents across the country who specialize in first-time homebuyer programs and affordability options. Just reach out, call, text, email, or fill out the Find an Agent form linked below, and I will personally connect you with a great agent in your area. Thanks again for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.